What's going on, guys? It's Ben. Hey, thanks for checking out the channel again. For all of you that have not subscribed yet, definitely hit the sub button down below. I truly appreciate you subscribers. If you enjoy the content in the video, of course, smash that like button, or any of my videos for that matter. Let's dive right into it. I'm not going to be boring and talk about contracts like I did yesterday. However, we are going to talk about something that's equally important, which is your business structure. So as I understand it, the majority of the audience on this channel are beginning entrepreneurs starting a business, creating a recruiting agency specifically, going into it head first and doing the first steps. One of the first steps that you should do is create your actual business entity. So this is doing business with the government now. This is how you set up your entity and actually create yourself for Uncle Sam at the end of the year. So there are simple steps that you need to take. Every state is different, but these are the generic ideas that you need to go through. So number one, create an LLC. It's approximately $200 everywhere you do it. It basically separates you as a person from the company itself. It's a limited liability corporation, which basically means, or company, which means that you have limited liability, meaning if someone sued you and it was a huge catastrophe, your assets are not in jeopardy. The business's assets are, and that separates you from them. It's super important. It's about $200. You can create it online. Do it right now. No problem. The second thing you need to do is create a business license for your state. Now, basically, this can all be done online, just like the LLC. You'll go on your state's usually Department of Licensing website and find business consulting or business related activity or whatever categorization they create and buy that license. It's approximately $20 to $40 in whatever state you live in. Buy that license and create a DBA, a doing business as. This is your business name. So whatever it is, ABC Staffing Solutions, blah, blah, blah. That's going to be the name that you're going to be registered under in the state's database. It's also the name that you're going to be receiving checks under when you go to my next step, which is creating a business bank account. So you're going to go to your bank, whatever bank you use or whatever bank you want to use. I use Chase Bank. I think they're great. You go and basically create a business account with them, which means you can now essentially accept checks, wires, do all sorts of businessy type things. You can give checks out. You can pay people from a business account, not a personal account, not from Ben Nader, but from my business name. And so eventually you're going to be accepting large sums of money, hopefully, from companies and clients, and you want those all written out in checks or wires to XYZ Staffing, not Ben Nader, your name, because it causes a nightmare at the end of the day when you separate yourself from your company with taxes and all of that. So business banking account. The next step that you're going to want to do for sure is get an EIN, Employer Identification Number. This is something that you do through the IRS website. You basically search how to create an EIN online. It'll take you straight to the website on the IRS. You go create your EIN, and you're going to need that for a lot of things. So anytime a company or a client pays you, they will request from you a W-9 form. A W-9 form essentially means that this transaction happened, they did this for us, we paid them this X amount of money. When you fill out that W-9, it will request your EIN, your Employer Identification Number. And basically, it's just another way for the IRS to track us all and know exactly what kind of money we're changing hands. In reality, it's to prevent money laundering and things like that, but whatever. So all of those steps should be taken first before you do actual business. I mean, you can do actual business generally. In most states, you can actually generate up to about $12,000 in revenue before you actually have to start getting things on the books and have, a business license, an LLC, an EIN, and all that kind of crap. But creating a business, unless you're a entrepreneur and you're not really going after it, you're going to want to do all this stuff and get this stuff in place right away. It's super important. It's 100% necessary for taxes at the end of the year. And so I would do it step one before you grab your first client, or after you grab your first client. You know, if that shows you your proof that you're going to be in business, and if that gives you your motivation to go get this all set up and stuff, go do that. I mean, at the end of the day, $200, $20, and the EIN costs nothing. So you're in basically about $220 total just to set up your entity itself. Now, one caveat I want to mention is that all of this that I'm talking about is things that I have done, but I'm not meaning for this to be like CPA professional advice. You absolutely want to do your own research. You want to pay your own CPA. You want to go and get someone's advice on exactly how to structure your own entity for your own purposes. I am an S-Corp. I have created a salary for myself because of the level of money and revenue that I generate. I've actually created a salary for myself because it helps me with taxation, and the level of taxation on my own salary helps me save money at the end of the year versus being a C-Corp. So different things like that are going to matter for different businesses and different entities. So if you don't know whether or not you're going to do over 100 grand, or if you don't think you're going to do any money at all, I mean, figure all that stuff out and then go take your action. But if you are serious about things, get your affairs in order and set up all of these events. The biggest thing I want to take this video away with is at the end of the year, you will owe money to Uncle Sam. If you do business and if you actually recruit people and get clients and generate $100,000 plus, etc., you will owe a check to Uncle Sam. So here's my advice to you. Definitely put away that money way in advance. So you're going to want to put away approximately 25% of all of the checks or revenue, pure revenue, that comes into you when it comes into you at that time, right then and there. You don't want to wait until later. You want to put this away now. So if I get a check for $10,000, I'm taking $2,500 and I'm putting it in a separate taxable account that I'll use later when I pay my taxes at the end of the year, because I know that approximately 25% of that revenue generated will be owed to the government, and then I'll have to pay it. And so I'm putting it in an account right now. I'm not going to be utilizing it, and that's that. Some people might have a different take on this. Some people might want to do this a different way. This is how I do it. I put all of that money in an account, and I have no surprises at the end of the year, because basically that account will equate to exactly what I owe in taxes at the end of the year. Maybe a little bit less because of the deductions and things that I take, which are super important as well. And the last thing I'll leave off with is take all deductions and record them, keep them in some fashion, some format. I have a huge pile of receipts on the ground over here. I have a huge box for my 2018 deductibles and receipts and all that crap that I used. But do it however you're doing it, but make sure you're recording all your deductions, which are things that you couldn't even imagine. So do a Google search on deductions for businesses and you'd be surprised. Your cell phone, your internet, if you have a big enough home office like I do, the camera I'm recording on right now, your laptop, whatever. Most of it is all deductible, so make sure you're recording that stuff. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to let you know what things you should be doing now to set yourself up for success in the future, for, you know, come December 31st, 2019, when you're done doing business for this fiscal year. Know that you need to be set up properly and in the best way to, go forward and make a ton of money and then pay your taxes properly and be set up for success. So that's it for today, Sunday. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Let's get ready to grind, and I'll see you later. Peace.